Have you ever been bullied? Have you bullied anyone? Or have you witnessed cyberbullying? Do you know that 100% of the teenagers would answer yes to at least one of these questions? So, what exactly is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is the bullying or the harassment executed through digital devices such as your smartphone, your laptop, or your tablet. And it can be done on various platforms such as social media, chat rooms, gaming sites, pretty much anywhere where people can participate in the sharing of content. There are basically 10 types of bullying. First one, I'm sure you've all heard of, is trolling. Trolling is posting inflammatory comments online. The second one is exclusion. Exclusion is the act of deliberately leaving someone out. Let's form a different group and let's not add someone. Or let's have a birthday party and not call someone. These are all types of exclusion. The third is harassment. Harassment is a constant pattern of hurtful or threatening online messages sent with the intention of doing someone harm. Then is outing. Outing is the act of openly revealing sensitive personal information about someone without their consent. The most important part here is without their consent, and this is done for the sole purpose of embarrassing or humiliating someone. Then is cyber stalking. Cyber stalking is 24/7 monitoring someone else, and this is normally even followed by offline stalking. And if this is the case, then you must report it, and you must also report it to the police. The sixth is frapping. Frapping is when a bully uses your child's social network account to post something derogatory or inappropriate. Then is fake profiles or masquerading. This is basically where a bully creates a made-up profile or an identity with the sole purpose of cyberbullying. A type of a fake profile is catfishing. Catfishing is when the bully creates a profile with the sole purpose of having a relationship with this fictional online persona. So you feel you're actually being friends with someone in your class, but actually it is somebody else who is posing to be that person. Dissing. Dissing is spreading cruel information of the target through public posts or through private messages just to ruin their reputation or to spoil their relationships. Then is trickery. Trickery is where bully befriends their target, and when the target feels secure enough to share their personal information or something with the bully, then the bully comes in and shares that on social media. And the last is flaming. Flaming is posting about someone directly, sending insults or profanity to their target again and again. These are the basic 10 types of cyberbullying. 8 out of 10. According to a research by Symantec, 8 out of 10 individuals are subject to one of these 10 types of cyberbullying. According to the same research, 63% faced online abuses and insults, and 59% were subject to false rumors and gossips for degrading their image. The same study ranks India as the country facing the highest cyberbullying in the Asia Pacific region, that is more than Australia and Japan. In fact, 50% of the women residing in prime Indian cities are victim of online abuse. So what happens because of this cyberbullying? Well, it has some deep-rooted effects on the victim. It can cause low self-esteem. It can cause depression. The victim is more likely to get into drugs, to drop out of school, more likely to become alcoholic, and in some extreme conditions, more likely to commit suicide. How do you prevent cyberbullying? What are you supposed to do? You need to be wary of your child's online activities. You need to watch out to these signs. So what are these signs? If there's a considerable increase or decrease in your child's online activity or on his usage of mobile phones or smartphones, if there is a display of emotional responses or such as sadness or anger or happiness on the activities of their device, if there is a tendency to avoid discussion of their online activities, a very important sign is if your child or your friend is hiding the screen of their device while they are working on it, or if there is indifference to social activities happening around them. Another important sign is a sudden deactivation or reactivation of their social media accounts, or creation of new social media accounts. Of course, being depressed or being withdrawn, these are all signs that you need to look out for. So if you suddenly find your child being more depressed, more insular, refusing to go out, having very strong reaction to what's happening on his phone, then these might be signs that show that your child might be facing some form of cyberbullying. So what are you supposed to do when you notice something like this? The first thing is you need to observe. Be sure about what you're noticing. The second thing is to have a conversation. So whether it is your child or a friend or a sibling, you need to have a conversation with them without trying to sound too prying or demanding, but try and understand from them what is the problem. Try and take them into confidence and ask them to show you whatever it is that is causing them this hurt. And then a very important thing that you need to do is you need to record what you see. So whether it is maintaining screenshots of the harmful content or whatever it is, but you need to have a record of this, because you will need this when you're going to report about this. Once it is confirmed to yourself that your child or your friend or your sibling is being bullied, you have to follow these 5 steps. Stop, block, tell, report, support. I'm going to explain each one of these 5. The first one is stop. So when you see something derogatory written about your friend or your child or your sibling, the first reaction is to respond, because you are angry and you want to write something back. Do not do that. Do not respond. Do not retaliate, because that is what the bully wants. And responding would be like putting petrol in the fire. Do not do that. The second is block. You must block that bully, not only from that platform, but from every platform that your child or sibling is on. The third is to tell. If it is your friend or your sibling and you have come to know that they are being bullied, you need to tell an adult. It could be your parent, it could be your teacher, it could be someone who you trust and is an adult. The fourth is to report. This is a very, very important step, and most people do not report cyberbullying, and that is why it is so prevalent, because the cyberbullies feel that there are no consequences to what they are doing. They need to understand the consequences, and that will only happen if you report. And reporting is very easy. Every social media platform can help you to take down the offensive post, and you just need to go and report. And you need to also report to the cybercrime cell. If you see that there is cyber stalking, or if there is some sort of something that makes you feel unsafe, then you must also report to the police. And you have to remember that in India, the cybercrime can be committed in any city, and you can report it to any city cybercrime cell. You do not have to worry about which city you have to report to. So it is very important to report. And the last but not the least is to support. Whoever is facing the cyberbullying is undergoing a lot of trauma, and you need to be there for them, and you need to show your support to them. And this is very, very, very important. So be there for your friend, for your sibling, for your child. Support them. I've told you what to do if your child or your friend or your sibling is getting bullied. But what do you do if you are getting bullied? Well, you need to remember a few things. First and most important, the people who are bullying you do not know you. They do not understand you. They are not you. And nobody can define you other than you yourself. Right? Do you know what makes a bully strong? It is knowing that he can get under your skin. So do not give him that satisfaction. Do not let them get under your skin. It is them that have a problem here. They are the weak ones who have to hide behind being anonymous to say this stuff to you. The issue is not with you. Please remember, privacy is prevention. Share as less as possible. I know when your child is going to school for the first time, you feel like clicking a picture and you feel like posting it. By all means, you're most welcome to do that, but there's no need to tell which school they are going to. There's no need to tell what time they are going, or whether they are going by bus or however they are going, the means of transport. You have to try and keep some information private. And privacy is going to be prevention. Do not respond, do not retaliate to the bully, just block them. Blocking the bully is very, very important, because then they understand that they cannot reach you. The next, you have to tell someone. Even if you're an adult who's getting bullied, it is always nice to tell someone and to talk to someone about it. So tell someone, block the person, and then you have to report the bullying. Please do not miss this step. And you need to help yourself get over the bullying, because whatever it is that they are saying does not by any means define you. It defines them, it defines their upbringing. You know, when we talk about cyberbullying, we always talk about them. We never talk about us, because we never think that we could be the cyberbullies. So what you need to do to make sure that you do not bully someone is you need to think before you post. No matter the circumstance, no matter your age, there is no excuse for cyberbullying or for bullying someone else. I'm sure you can disagree with respect. You can have a difference of opinion, and you can give your opinion with respect. So every time you're about to post something, ask yourself this question: is this comment contributing in a meaningful discussion? If the answer is no, do not post that comment. Do not become a cyberbully, and help stop cyberbullying. Thank you.